Welcome back to the Keg King Channels, brewers. I'm Daniel. This is the Ultra Warmer. It's a new device from Keg King that does fermentation warming super easily. It has its own built-in temperature controller. It's very safe to use. It's not going to heat up and be too hot and melt things for you. It's very good at doing what it does, which is simply fermentation heat control. It's fan driven. And most of us know like temperature control devices and fermentation chamber warmers like the heat belt or heat mats and the temp controllers that we sell, the Mark IIs, that are going to run the fridge or the heat side of things. This is a little bit different. It's only going to do the heat side of things, but you can use it with your temp controller. It's going to run, if you plug this into your temp controller, like one of these, as the heat side of things. And then it'll also be plugged into your fridge. But what's different about this is the way that it does the heat. It's fan driven and it is a PTC heater. So it's very safe to use. As long as you're keeping it away from condensation, if it was underneath something that's dripping, you wouldn't want to get the top of it wet, but it's very safe to use. It's not going to overheat and melt the plastic of your PET fermenters. It's not going to overheat and be unsafe to touch. So it does heat very well. It comes with a DC power pack that is able to plug into the unit and easily plug into your 10 amp outlet to power the unit. And it is just easily set from the STC controller on it, where you set your temperature and you set that temperature delay for it to kick back on when the probe notices. There's a probe included with the pack. The probe's going to go into your thermo well, of course, and then you'll get a true liquid read, and this thing will work to keep the liquid at that temperature. So it's very simple to use. We'll set one up and we'll show you how it works. So to start with, you're going to hold down the set button on the first function. There are 4 functions on the STC controller: F1, F2, F3, F4. F1 is the temperature setting. We're going to go ahead and bring that up to like a fermentation temperature, say like, I don't know, 18, 20 degrees, something like that for an ale yeast, right? So at this point, it should switch over to heat. This is the probe that is, and I'm just leaning the unit forward right now so that you can see this. The probe plugs in to the unit just here, and it gives you quite a bit of length. You can put this in your temp chamber, or you can put this into a thermo well. If you're putting it into a thermo well, this is like 1/2 centimeter, and what is that in freedom units? That's 1/2 centimeter, less than, just darn near about 1/4 inch, right? So real small. It's going to fit into lots of different thermo wells. So if we want to use it in a small space, I'll show you what that looks like because it's very efficient. It will switch on and off if there's a resting point that's set on the STC controller. Again, it's just like if you take this up to about 35 degrees, that's about as strong as you want to go with it because it's going to struggle to get above that. And really in fermentation, is there much need to go beyond that? 40 maybe with some Voss quikes and stuff like that, but pretty much 35 is a good stopping point. It will go beyond that a little bit, but it's going to start to lose its efficiencies and its ability to do that heat beyond that temperature. So setting it at 35 right now, it's trying to warm this whole entire room, but let's see what it does in a small confined space like inside of a fermenter jacket. So here we've got an Apollo in an Apollo jacket, and the jackets are going to be available soon as well, but we've gone ahead and set up the Ultra Warmer inside of this jacket. So here's the power pack running outside of it, and as we undress our jacket here, you see there's the unit sitting at the base of this fermenter. Now we've been drinking out of this thing, and so these are really just kind of dregs that are left of it, but being set to 35, it's just sitting in here. It's very warm when you touch everything here, and the only red light that you're seeing here is from the display itself. Nothing's burning, nothing's overheating in there. These elements here are just kind of warm, but they're not super warm. They're not going to be too hot to touch. So the fan's running. It's right now set at 35, so it's reached 35, and it's probably going to cool down a little bit. And it will start to run the fan without running the elements to blow in cold air as well to kind of balance temperatures. So it's very efficient at doing that, very easy to use. And it's safe to use inside of a jacket like this or in a small cupboard for temperature control. But wherever you do your fermentations and you need heat, you can use this Ultra Warmer, and it's super easy to set up and use. So why would you need an Ultra Warmer? Because it does heat really well in your fermentation chambers or within an insulation jacket. It's a really awesome little device that's not going to overheat and will control that warmth really well. It's very efficient, as I've already mentioned a billion times in this video already. But when you are doing fermentation, if there's one thing that you can stress to brewers who aren't using temperature control, how they can make their beer better, get temperature control. Being able to control the steps between a good initial fermentation and a diacetyl rest, and then dropping to a nice cold crash is what's going to make the difference between an all right beer and an excellent beer. So if you're able to do that with the equipment that you have, that's great. And if you're looking for a great way to get the heating done in your fermentation chambers, check out the Ultra Warmer from Keg King. So if you like this, hit like and subscribe, and thanks again for watching, brewers.